I guess it is. Okay, so trying something new. Starting to get the hang of this, but you know, we're kind of just stumbling along. So we're gonna do another one of these little exercises, and just to reiterate, the point of doing these exercises is to teach some of the kind of principles of the form without the cognitive overload of trying to get all the movements done before you start getting some of the basics. And by doing these sort of repetitive things, first of all, it teaches you the form movements, but it also allows you to just sort of focus on just the kind of fundamentals of doing the form before you start having to try and memorize the sequence. At least that's my theory on this. No idea if people, it's really hard doing this without having seen the results and seeing what people are able to process. So it's all an experiment. So the last two lessons, we did the grasp the bird's tail exercise. I'll start with that, and then we'll move on to a new one. And again, it's just something that you can just start doing this right away, and that'll start building up some of the fundamentals. And you can focus on your breath, you can focus on your weight, on sinking, on other things that I've tried to mention. And obviously I'm not being very organized with how I'm presenting this information, just kind of doing it as I go. But hopefully some sort of narrative will emerge, and maybe I can like make some notes or something, give you some things to think about while you're doing this, while you're practicing these exercises. And yeah, I think that's enough on that. So let's just get to it. Let me see if this seems like it's still working. It says it's live. I'm assuming that it is. All right. So just a quick little reminder of the last exercise that we did, where we start with this first posture of grasp the bird's tail, and we just do this a few times. So sink down, left leg light, right leg heavy, right palm facing inward, left palm facing outward, shoulders down, elbows down, breathing relaxed, back straight, head held by a string, and waist goes forward, toe goes down, press forward, right toe twists. Oh, we're doing this one. Okay, sure. Left hand twists, right hand twists, palms, arms come down to the hip, weight goes back, sink further, scoop, and continue. And then we switch to the right hand. So you want to do each of those some number of times. I don't know, 10, 20, whatever you feel. There's no rules here. So that was, like I said, the grasp the bird's tail exercise, and we're going to do a new one. This is part of the cloud hands movement. And for both of these, we're not doing them exactly how they're done in the form. We're kind of abstracting a little bit. So for cloud hands, slightly different. We're going to start with our feet. Let's see, feet slightly wider than shoulder width, maybe. And the toes are both splayed out a little bit at this angle. So whereas before we had one toe splayed out, one toe straight and up, and the heel up forward. Here we have the feet in alignment horizontally and the toes at opposite angles. And we want the knees about over the toes. We want to sink the weight down, and we want to just kind of sit. And feel that. Feel that and try and get comfortable with that. Oh, the light changed. Wow, that's wild. And we want to pull our hand. We want to put our hands up. And so again, this is something where we don't want to be raising our shoulders up, and we don't want to be poking our elbows out in weird ways. You just want naturally bring your hands up. You can just try that a little bit. And I'm not going to focus too much on the hands because this is actually not the hand posture of the form. So for now, we're just going to have the hands out. You kind of want to try and keep this part of the wrist straight. So the forearm to the wrist. You don't want to angle it too much. You just kind of want to have it straight and natural. And again, fingers, just hold them out. And try and not do anything unnatural. Don't try and open them too much. Don't try and curl them too much. Just have them out. So what we're going to do is, this one I'm going to have to kind of do a few times to explain. Okay, so what we're going to do is turn the body slightly to the right. The left hand drops to the, this is kind of another scoop thing that we did before. So the left hand drops to the waist and comes back up. Okay, let me try and explain that better. So this is a kind of a hand waving thing, and kind of blanking on how to explain this. But maybe just watch me for a minute. Okay, so there's a few things happening here. The footwork and the weight are going from side to side, right? And so as I go to the right side, what happens is the left foot on the ball of the foot twists so that the feet basically go parallel. And then when I go back to the right side, I start twisting the left foot first and then finish with the right foot. So that's a good thing to practice first. Back. So as I twist my left foot to the right, the left arm comes around and up. Oops, we're not doing that one yet. And then the arm scoops up, this arm comes down, and at this point, when this arm goes down, it rests on at your side, and we don't think about this arm anymore. This arm is no longer is completely empty, and it's just at your side. So this arm comes up, goes across the body, palm facing inwards, and as it crosses the body, the palm starts twisting, turning outwards, and as we get to the other side, as the arm fully crosses, it starts swinging downward. And what you can do as you're swinging down is, that's when you kind of twist on the right foot and a slight lean to the left side. And it goes all the way, and you follow it with your head and your eyes. So it goes all the way out. So I need to be a little further up. Okay, so let's try that. Try and get up to where you can see this. So scoop the arm up, cross the body, twist, keep turning, 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 until the arm is basically pointed 90 degrees out behind you. And then same thing in reverse. So the left arm comes to the side, the right arm scoops up, goes across the face, the weight shifts, the toes twist, the left toe starts twisting, pushing the body weight out, the arm comes across, starts turning, the wrist starts turning, the palm starts turning out. All the way to the back. Same thing. The arm, the previous arm just comes straight to the side. The alternate arm comes up, across the face, twist, twist, twist. Now, it is often helpful when doing these movements to know a bit about what the application is. And so with this application, I'm not going to go into the real specifics of how this application works, but what you kind of want to know is where the strength and kind of mind intention is when you're doing these movements. Like, where are you focusing the chi or the energy or just your mind in general? So this isn't, sometimes you see these movements and it looks like dance. It just looks like this flowy thing of moving the arms. This is not the correct implementation of this movement. It's not a light, flowy, wavy arm thing. This is a strong strike or deflection across the body, all the way to the side. So often when you if you've ever studied boxing or anything like that, you know that you kind of punch through the target. So you don't just punch and then stop, you punch through the target. And so it's a similar thing here. This arm strike is going through and around, all the way around. So this, and then another interpretation of this is that it's an elbow strike or a forearm strike. or a whole arm wrapping around someone's neck. So these are sort of like some of the interpretations of this. All that to say that I think it's very important to know from the beginning that you don't do this light and airy. There is a intention behind this arm movement. You don't want to be stiff, so this is where it gets a little tricky. You're not like, you shouldn't feel like your whole arm tensing up, like you're trying to strike, because that tenses up your whole body. You want your body to be loose and limber, but you want this to be strong, and a strong and intentional movement. That's all I'll say about that for now. Okay, so that's sort of the simple version of it, and I'm assuming that I explained that just so perfectly well. I have no idea. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we'll do another. So we'll add the more advanced steps to this, and then we'll call it a day. So for the more advanced steps, we add a couple steps. So whereas before we're going right to left with this, sometimes it helps to do it fast. Sometimes it helps to do it really, really slow. So I always like to switch it up when I'm learning. So now what we're going to do is, as we do this turn to the right, and we scoop up, we slide the left foot up, and then when we turn to the left, we step out with the heel, and the way this goes, it goes heel, and it kind of rolls down to the toe, and that's when we start moving the arm across the body. So the heel rolls down to the toe, the weight shifts, and the arm rolls across the body. This foot twists, and then you can put a little extra push with the toe if you want. But this foot just kind of twists like this. So we roll all the way across, and now instead of just coming back, what we do is slide. So the left arm is done, it comes down to the side, the right arm starts coming across to scoop up, and what happens is this right toe picks up, the heel picks up, and it slides to where your heels are basically touching. Your body is straight up at this point. And we start turning. This left foot twists, just like we did before with the other foot. Twists on the ball. And as the weight starts to shift to the right and the arm starts to twist, we slide the left foot out now. And again, you can twist and push with the left foot to push the weight forward, to push the weight to the right, swing the arm around. And then as we come back, this is a little kind of complicated foot motion where you twist on your ball of your foot and you sort of land, you switch to the heel and land down. So let's look at that again. So slide the left foot in, and then slide it out. We start with the heel, roll down to the toe, to flat, shift weight, twist the arm around, twist the right toe, push off the right toe, twist the arm around, all the way around. Right foot comes in, straight, body straight, twist the left foot in, and then slide out. Back to the start. And you can do it the other way as well. To the right, sorry, as well. So it would be, yeah. So we would start by scooping up the right arm, and then scoop up, out with the heel, roll down, swing the arm across, shift weight to the right, twist on the left toe, all the way to the back, till your arm's pointing straight back. Slide the left foot forward, slide the right foot out, back to the start. You could do that 3 times back and forth. So let's do that real quick, and then we'll call it a day. And I'm just going to do this without talking.